Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians out there. Talk to me, my guides and spirit team. What do we got for my good friends here in late April? As we move into May, we are in Taurus season, my friends, so we have switched seasons zodiacally, and there is a lot of energy floating around still. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius, please, and thank you. What's going on, my good friends here in late April? All right, the deck is being specific. There it goes. It pops right out. Okay, so this is a big card that can link to the past, also one's mind state. So it could be one or the other. It could be both. It does remind me of the Six of Cups in one way or another, but there's a lot of little nuance to this card as well. It does show up from time to time. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's have a little chat about this card. So if you look at the image here, we see this lady. She has her eyes closed, hand to the face. It looks like she's very deep in thought. There's this little locket hanging off her hand. There's dolls, there's letters and notes floating all around. So of course, first thing my mind always goes to is like, this person might be reminiscing or thinking about a person. There might be someone on your mind. There might be, you might be on someone else's mind when this card is here. And it also has that Six of Cups type of vibe where there's something about the past showing up right here in the front of the energy. So we'll take a look at that. Another vibe I always think of, aside from memories, taking walks down memory lane and stuff like that, this card could represent communication because of the letters. So wanting to talk to somebody or having some sort of communication that could show up in multiple areas within this reading. So that's something we'll just think about. We're going to put her down over here. And it's not just, once again, I did say it could just be someone's mind state. So if it's none of the things I already spoke about, this could just be someone who's doing a lot of thinking. And you're an air sign, even though you're the water bearer, you're an air sign. That's a very active mindset. So let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time for the lovely Aquarians and see what's going on in late April. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It felt pretty good to me. Last week's reading for you was titled An Unexpected Improvement. So things getting better out of nowhere seemed to be the big theme for you. So if that didn't happen for you, just know that could still bleed over for the coming days and weeks. And that's just how it felt. It came through very strong that, okay, well, something's going to get good real quick. So hopefully that comes in for you. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's start it off with 3. Let's get 3 cards here for the water bearers. What do we got for Aquarius? Thank you. And just as I say the water bearers, we get the water bearer card. We have the Aquarius card, the star, in position number 1. Beautiful, lovely indeed. Okay, I think I'm psychic, right? If I knew that card was coming. Let's get 2 more. Let's get 2 more for Aquarius. That could be really good, but that's also an important card, especially within an Aquarius reading. Okay, we got the 8 of Cups here. And this doesn't, this feels like an energy that's like moving away from you. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get 1 more, then we'll really start to build this out. What do we got for Aquarius? Thank you. All right, 2 cups. Okay, so maybe it isn't someone moving away, but towards. Yeah, there's going to be nuance to this reading, and it happens with every Aquarius reading. All your readings are very nuanced. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'm seeing some patterns beginning to emerge. You know, I always like to look at the elements that we're playing with first and foremost, and we have a double down of this water element. So, and even this, that's air, because you're an air sign, even though you're the water bearer, but there's like a lot of watery internal energy showing up here. So you might be in your feelings a little bit. You might be feeling things a little more intensely. If not you, someone you're connected to very well could be. So just keep that in mind. It's just a lot going on the inside. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Because once again, I feel like there's going to be a lot of nuance here. Like there's going to be more underneath the surface than what we're already seeing. So position number 1, we have the Star card. Now, this card is beautiful to me. Now, I do think it speaks of the future, something that's coming down the pipeline, like long distance goals, a light at the end of the tunnel, something that you're working towards. The Star is also a card of wish fulfillment, so something really, really good coming in. And at the same time, I just feel like it's hope. Okay, this is someone's optimism. This isn't a pessimistic card, like it's like everything will be okay. There's a lot of optimism here with the Star. In an Aquarius reading, in my simplistic style, it could just tell us something that's coming towards you when we clarify it. So this could just literally be representing you here in the spread. So whether something's coming towards you or way you're feeling, we'll see what's up when we get here. Now, I always mention that every card has a positive and a challenge. What is a challenge of the Star card? Sometimes this card could flip inverse and represent someone who's a little pessimistic, someone who is a little depressed and like, oh, well, there's no hope in this. Like it could get dark sometimes when we have the Star card, but we're not fully going to go there. This is someone that has like no hope in how things are going to shake out, or it's like, yeah, no, like there's no way this is ever going to turn out good. I'm not going to keep harping on that because I don't feel like that's the main message. Just trying to let you know what all the cards could possibly mean. Now, moving to the center, we have the 8 of Cups. Notice this energy seems to be, at the very least, moving away from the water bearer over there. So in this time, there could be energies moving in and moving out of your life. Now, the 8 of Cups, I don't think it's as cut and dry simple as some make it seem. Yes, it could be somebody walking away from something, because that's literally what's happening. Notice it's also in the nighttime. This card looks like it's in the nighttime. That could really indicate a lot of mystery or the unknown, which we saw for you last week. When I see the 8 of Cups, I just think of somebody continuing a journey. I think that this is somebody, yeah, they could be moving towards something or they could be moving away from something. It's somebody just continuing a path, continuing to walk a journey. So this is good, especially the fact that it's not clogged up type of energy. It's not really stagnant. It's moving in a very positive way. But once again, yeah, there could be certain things or people or situations in your life where it's like, okay, that's run its course. But one thing I want to mention while we get this back in place is like we go from a card that could just be you right here into the movement of the 8 of Cups into the 2 of Cups that we had here on the back end. Now, what does the 2 of Cups represent? Partnerships, connections. Generally, this is a very intense one. It's like a soul tie. I don't want to use words like twin flame and soulmate. I mean, it could apply here. It's very similar to the lovers in that sense. But once again, this could be a really dear friend. This could be a family member, you name it. But yes, of course, it could represent romance. Now, 2s in tarot, they represent choices, decisions, being at a crossroads. But when this card shows up, it's silky smooth. It's really good. So we could be seeing in this spread a whole variety, a whole host of different energies. We could be seeing how you're feeling, how someone you really care about is feeling, what individual you may be moving towards or that may be moving towards you. Like there's a lot of interpersonal connections showing up here in this week's reading, that's for sure. And you know me, I'm not just a love reader. I like to look at things in general. There's a lot of things I could be speaking about your connections. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Aquarius. What's going on for my good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Star card. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Star card. Star card is one of my favorite cards because to me it's angelic. It feels like wish fulfillment. So let's see what we got. Where's the Star here? Thank you. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. So we have the Two of Swords in the upright, and I did already speak about this little air of mystery that we've been seeing. I was like, oh yeah, notice these two are at the nighttime. The Two of Swords is also at the nighttime. So I could say a few different things here. For some Aquarians out there, there might be something, a situation or a decision you're making where it's like, there's a little confusion, or it's like, all right, but why? I need to let you know, if you're going through like a problem or an issue, you're not going to be able to inject your logic into it. And what I mean by that is, it's like, okay, well, why would this person do this? Why would this person say that? That doesn't make logical sense. I'm picking this up here in the front end. Like sometimes like you can't speak your logic into someone else's actions, if that makes sense. That's only for a small niche portion of you. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully you're not going through a situation where you're overthinking, overanalyzing, even stressing it. But I also feel that this energy, this unknown energy, this unexpected or surprising energy is moving towards you. Now, we're going to see how it all plays out as we move forward. But when I have this Two of Swords, one of my biggest cards of mystery underneath the star, it's telling me like, okay, something's coming in that you don't quite see just yet. Aside from all those other little messages, there's something you don't see that is coming in, okay? Especially with the action. So maybe we'll get a little more detail about that. Maybe we'll get a little more detail about that as we move on. But once again, if you are going through anything, and whether a problem or a situation, and you're like, you're trying to figure out why, figure out the whys, the whens, the hows, that it doesn't feel like it's going to work out. It feels like it's going to drag you further in or down. Let's keep moving. Like you're not going to be able to make it make sense. You're not going to be able to make it make sense. That's just keeps going through my mind. Let's keep moving. Because once again, for some of you, there could just be unknown or surprising energy around you. So let's see why the Eight of Cups is here. Thank you. Hey, we got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. He has a goblet. He's having himself a drink. He's having a grand old time right there with the Eight of Cups. This is really good. This is really, really good energy that we're picking up here. Now, of course, once again, the King of Cups can represent the realm of love and romance. And I don't want to be one note about this whole reading itself, but to me, there is a very important connection coming in for a big chunk of Aquarians, okay? So whether it's you moving towards this person or this person moving towards you, I'm starting to feel this energy giving back and forth, which is a really good thing. So for a portion of you, like this could be a person that you don't even see coming right now. Okay, now you fit that into your story however it works. The King of Cups could also represent water signs. And what do kings represent in tarot? Control of their respective suit. So emotions, creativity, love, all the watery things that I was speaking about up here. The King of Cups kind of like controls it and keeps it balanced. It's emotional balance, it's happiness, it's love, it's care. So when I see it in the upright underneath this Ace of Cups, that tells me the direction you're moving in, or this mystery, this mysterious energy that you don't quite see, is actually very positive. And this is a theme I've been seeing with the other air signs this week, where there might be some caution, there might be something you're unsure about, but the outcome seems way better than expected. And that's kind of what I'm picking up here. But once again, this could be a person, whether it's like somebody returning or somebody brand new. There is an energy of you coming together with somebody, okay? Whether you see it or whether you don't. Let's keep moving over to the Two of Cups, and we'll do a quick little recap. I mean, this, for all I know, this could be a person that's already in your life, right? I mean, it all really depends. But let's see why the Two of Cups is here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. Also to mention, we got double twos, we got some repeating cards. Very intriguing stuff so far, all water and air. So what is going on? This Two of Cups. Strength in reverse. Okay. You might have a weak spot for this individual. Okay, this might be just the person you have a soft spot for. That's okay. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that most human beings out there, there's that one very special individual that you just have like a soft spot for. So I can say for a big chunk of Aquarians, like, yeah, this could be a person trying to come back into your life or trying to return when we look at the whole spread and the way this is all laying out. Now, that's up to you if you'll allow it or not, right? I mean, it doesn't mean you have to. But the Strength card, it can represent Leo. And when I see it in the upright, this represents somebody's inner strength. This represents somebody's character. who they are on the inside. And when I see it in reverse, this card in the upright could also represent like refraining from something, being strong, and like, yeah, no, I won't. In the reverse, this is somebody giving into a temptation of some sort. So when I see it here underneath the Two of Cups, it just really signals to me like this is a person that you might just have a weak spot for, or this is someone that is very difficult to resist for you. And it's okay to be able to admit that. Now, I will say this, if you're an Aquarian and none of this is making sense, like you don't got no person right now, you don't got no people coming in, or you're happy where you're at, this could be speaking about your current person, but some of you might have someone coming in that's going to fit this bill. Keep that in mind. Okay, that's one thing I do want to say. Like if this isn't anyone you currently know and it's not somebody returning, this could be like predicting how the story is going to go with you and this individual. This person's just going to get under your skin. And I don't necessarily feel like it's in a bad way. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius, because there's a lot of moving parts within this reading before we get into the shadow card. But position number one, and I will mention this before we break it down, a lot of this reading does have to do with emotions and love and interpersonal connections, a whole bunch of it. But we have the Star card and the Two of Swords in the upright. So I did say some of you might be a little confused about something. Don't try to put your logic into someone else's actions. Like there's certain things in life that, I mean, you're not going to be able to make it make sense, and that's okay. But I also did say a lot of you could have some unexpected things coming in, especially with this energy that I picked up on the back end, that some things could return surprisingly. Onto the center, we do have that Eight of Cups with the King of Cups himself. He's having himself a drink right there, chilling out. And I did say, once again, there's a lot of deep love and emotion here. So whether this is you moving towards your happiness or someone moving towards you, to me, it just feels like a coming together of energy here. So just keep that in mind. Onto the back end, we have the Two of Cups with the Strength card in reverse. This person could be someone that you just have a soft spot for, right? And I've been seeing it all throughout here, whether it is somebody returning, which I do think for a big chunk of you could be someone that does try to swing back around, or whether it's someone brand new. There's a big focus here on personal connections for Aquarius. So please take a screenshot of that. Is what it is. Remember, you could check your other alignments too if that reading wasn't hitting for you. So let's see what's in the shadows. What do we got in the shadows for Aquarius, please? And yes, my friends, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards do not have to be a rough thing. They could be very good. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. So let's get it going here. Let's end this on a nice note. What do we got? Okay. Yeah, the cards are being a little funky here. I like it when they get specific, though. It's in the shadows for Aquarius. What do they need to know? Thank you. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Okay, so some of you might be very hot and cold back and forth about a situation or even an individual when we have the Seven of Wands in the shadows. To me, and I saw something similar in the other air signs, this card in the shadows could represent somebody who's like a little emotionally back and forth, where it's like, I feel this way, then I feel that way, a little hot, a little cold. So just beware of that in this time. But another thing I can say about the Seven of Wands in the shadows is this is a lot of determination, where someone's like, you know what, nothing's going to stop me. I'm moving forward. Can't stop, won't stop. So this could be a very strong well of inner strength that you have right now, which could be good. So just know that you might have a lot of life force within you. If you are having any sort of anxieties or stuff like that, you might need to release a little bit of your energy. You might need some sort of release when this shows up in the shadows. So just keep those things in mind. Not everything coming towards you is going to be a big old fight, knockdown, drag out fight. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, The winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.